What's up, y'all? Good morning. Well, today's the day that I've given myself 1 week to have this driveway done enough to actually access it with some trucks. So we did get a delivery of a rental skid steer track loader again this morning. So we're going to have it for a week, and we believe that that's going to really help us in getting this thing not finished, but at least good enough, at least for right now. So we need a bunch of dirt, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start skimming off this bank. I might even go up there and start pushing this down. Once I get it down here, I'll be able to start maybe putting it down there by that corner, and that'll make it a little easier for Zach to grab and get to the bottom. I will get down to the bottom pretty quickly this morning, and we'll so we can kind of show y'all what we've got now, and then where we're headed. How much progress you make here in the next couple days is probably going to determine exactly what we got going on. So let's get to it. I have not gone up there yet because I thought that Zach was going to need some dirt to take down there with his rock. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But in thinking that, I decided that I was going to pull some more dirt out of here, since this whole thing's got to end up going down. So I've been pulling dirt and stacking it down there for him. Unfortunately, we weren't even an hour into this, and that thing kicked the track off of it. So then we got to put the track back on. We got to figure out why it's throwing the track. I got to get Sunbelt involved because obviously they're their machine. So of course, as usual, your day of work turns into a day of fixing stuff. So, but you know what? That's just how life is. That's just how it is. Speaking of how it is, let me tell you how it is. We've been cutting lots of wood with our saws for months, and you know, every once in a while we'll get a saw stuck in something and cause us some issues. Get it stuck in while the tree's half down, and we ended up bending the bars on the chainsaws. Whatever, it happens. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go buy new bars. I run Husqvarna chainsaws, which are sold at Lowe's. That's not the only place that sells them, but that's typically where I go to buy them because they usually have better prices than some of the other retailers. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna go buy bars. While I'm there, I'm gonna buy chains. Well, I didn't need the chain, but it was like just to have a spare in case something were to happen and we needed it. We get back here, swap the bars out, and Zach gets to looking at one of the chains. Some jackass bought a chain, went swapped the chains out, put his old chain in the package and took it back for a refund. And they just stuck it on the shelf. Because, I mean, that's what they would do. They just throw it in a bucket, throw it in a cart. They run the cart around the store, putting everything back on the shelves. I imagine that's how it works. And guess what? I buy the chain, which, honestly, there was nothing wrong with the chain. The moron wouldn't even, like, you got to be a real jackass to do that, number one. But an even bigger jackass, it wasn't even sharpened. You can sharpen the chain for a long time before the teeth are worn down enough where you can't sharpen it no more. The teeth are like that long. You can sharpen them down to almost nothing. I mean, what the crap? You're a jackass because you take shit back and screw somebody. I got caught up in your madness. And you're too stupid, you're too lazy to sharpen the chain. You just, what do you put a new chain on every time it gets dull? Man, you got to be some kind of stupid. But you know what? That's neither here nor there. That's just, I'm just sort of giving an example of a typical day in my life of getting caught up in somebody else's bullshit. So, anyway. Yeah, I got quite a bit of dirt pushed down here. I've been helping him work on that, but he's been working on that a lot, and I've actually been on the dozer. So, hold on, let me shut my phone off. So now that I've got some dirt down there for him to deal with, I got to get on my phone, make another phone call them back. I got to text the guys at the rental company so I can let them know what we're doing. But I think I'm going to go up there and start kind of giving myself a little bit of stuff from up there just to, I mean, where the excavator's sitting, where that thing goes downhill, we got to take all this dirt and all these rocks, we got to fill all that in and make that relatively flat down there too. So we got a lot to do. And the first day isn't going well, but whatever. All right, let's get back to work. come down and see how Zach's doing. He is kind of picking away at this wall right here. And you can see how I scraped a little bit of the rock here, and it's just kind of tiered down. He's grabbing some of this and taking it down and filling in the driveway down at the bottom. Easier said than done. I'll push some of this stuff down a little bit, get it off the bank, and then we'll go down there and look at the bottom. All right, y'all, we're down here at the bottom. You can see where Zach's kind of coming around the corner here and building that up. You got a lot to drop in there. What I'd like to do is build this whole driveway up from like where Zach's at, all the way straight across here. So we have to fill this whole thing in, about to the height of the dozer. Build this in so we can bring the driveway in from that way and have it right up to that, around that bend, and up. This is day 2 of this video. Let's see, we ended last night up there. I made such a mess we couldn't drive out of here, so we had to mess around and fix something so we could leave, which kind of put us here a little later than I wanted to be, but it's all good. So this morning, as you can see, I'm pulling dirt down here, making some piles. Zach's been grabbing these piles, taking them down to the bottom. But I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to start shoving some of this dirt down toward him. As I push it, it's going to kind of spill over the edge. I'm going to try to get a little berm set up right there. That way, as I'm pushing, less will go over the end. And I'm going to try to get some of it further down towards Zach so he doesn't have to work so hard. I'm going to try and help him out. I still have a bunch right here that I can get down there to him. So got a bunch piled up right here. So let me start getting this stuff pushed down to the bottom and we'll see what happens. Let's get to work. y'all, we're down at the bottom. And we can clearly see that Zach is making a little bit of headway down here. Looks like we're making the corner, and eventually this thing will head down the road right here. and should make the bottom of this thing a lot easier to deal with as far as how we make up our height and the distance. So you have to excuse me, guys. My camera work is probably pretty bad because I got my hands are full of stuff I had to bring down here. But yeah, so we'll be back at it tomorrow. Substandard as usual. That's it for today, guys. Y'all have a great night. I know we will.